of our time. But to get a better understanding of what it is, I will go into some of the ghost fragments and provide some of my own speculation behind it to better inform you and potentially help us both learn in the process of discovering of what this is. The best way to start is from the dreams of Alpha Lupi. You have lived as invisibly as possible, flickering from solar system to solar system, making grand plans, overseeing the culturing of civilizations before leaving in a blink. But you have no recollection of ever wanting worship or even thanks for those blessed by you. But memory is heavy now. It feels like lead and neutronium and electroweak matter flashing into a moon-sized ball that you must carry as you move. Now your flight is rapid. Your vast mind infected with such dread and toxic doubt that you find yourself afraid of the simple act of thought. And it is your children now must turn to you now, in time of need. Now, to better understand what the Traveler is, we have to understand his agents. Now, we as Guardians are undoubtedly cross or side effects of what the Traveler is. We are potentially undead beings brought back to the light or into the light to feel a purpose or fulfill a purpose. But to find out what that is, we have a character, a ghost, if you will, attached to us. And every single Guardian has one attached to them. And these ghosts are actual machinery of the Traveler. They're a part of him, creations of him, to help us and potentially help humanity reclaim what has been lost. Now, to better understand the ghosts and exactly what they are and who their loyalties lie to potentially, we have to delve deeper into their lore and their understanding. This comes directly from one of the cards. It speaks, built from machinery in the Traveler's light, ghosts guide their guardian companions into the quest to reclaim our solar system. Every ghost seeks out its guardians among the ancient dead. The ghost serves as a scout, librarian, and mechanic, waking ancient machinery and cracking alien codes. In the right situation, a ghost can even save a guardian from death. But ghosts are not immortal. As far as Guardian know, every loss is irreplaceable. So the question arises is, are there more ghosts? Are there new ghosts being created, or is there a set specific amount? Now, it's the same question the city scholars have been asking, stating very clearly, are new ghosts still being born? Or is the number of ghosts dwindling? Will there come a day when no more remain, and an end to the rise of new guardians? If that day is coming, then the city faces a desperate race against time to heal the Traveler before attrition takes its toll. So the idea here, as we understand it, to give you a brief synopsis as we're going through, is that the Traveler is a being of immense light, potentially an agent of the light, but we don't know exactly his true origins or what his true goals are. What we do know is that his agents, both us Guardians and his ghosts, are there to help humanity. They're there to reclaim what is lost and fight back the darkness. But the true ulterior motives, or the grand scheme of things, still elude us. Now, to better understand the ghosts and the Guardians and the Traveler, we have to describe what we are as Guardians. Guardians are warriors forged in the Traveler's light, a final hope in a universe falling into darkness. Chosen from the dead by the Traveler's ghosts, Guardian are those few rare able to wield the light as a weapon. For centuries they have defended the city, but that defense cannot hold forever. Now, the basic understanding here is that you as a Guardian, or you as an individual, are resurrected by the Traveler's light himself through the ghost, through the Traveler's agent, and you are brought back into the chaos, back into the fold, to get back at the darkness, if you will. But the true understanding of it isn't so simple. We understand that the Traveler came to us, of course. We understand that he helped us usher in a great golden age and helped us expand beyond our own current knowledge. But what we don't really understand is, why was he being pursued? Or did he know that he was being pursued? Or do we know exactly what the darkness is? Now, to say simply that the Traveler's light and the darkness's potential darkness is a battle versus good and evil is too simple of a washover. It makes too much sense. There has to be more there. And to better understand the Traveler and the darkness, we have to delve deeper into their conflict. Now, if I was the speaker or knew more about the speaker, I could tell you exactly, or he could tell you exactly what we need to know here. But basically, to give you a brief synopsis once again of who this speaker is, he is an anonymous high priest with a mysterious and powerful connection to the traveler. So it begs the question that there are individuals in the society of the city, and of course amongst the guardians, that have the ability to potentially communicate with the traveler beyond the simple ramblings of an individual or speculation, which speaks to both great hope and potential great despair. We know not what these individuals can say to the traveler, or what the traveler says to them, or if anything is being said at all. But what we do know is that there is an enemy, and this enemy is potentially tangible. But from all sources that we have read so far, the enemy is untangible. And I'm not talking about our enemies in front of us, those that we can see, not the Fallen, not the Vex or the Hive or the Cabal. I'm talking about the darkness itself, the ancient enemy of the light. But again, it's so difficult to explain what this is. There's so many different positions, and I will explain each of these positions to you currently. But I want you to understand that at this point, it delves more into asking questions and receiving only questions than it does actually us receiving answers. So keep in mind, as this could become very confusing, as I myself find myself rereading and rereading to get the best information possible. So to begin, the speaker tells of a cosmic force that swept over us and caused the collapse. Legend calls it the darkness, the traveler's ancient enemy, which it hunted across space. All we have left are questions. Centuries of debate gave birth to competing arguments on the nature of the darkness and the collapse. The Pajari position describes the darkness as a force with both physical and moral presence, an actualization of evil, if you will. Pajari art depicts the darkness as a great storm, or as a change in the conduct, a corruption that emerged from within and poisoned the Golden Age. Now, this is an interesting position. Now, there's other positions, of course, and I'll explain them soon, but this position describes that potentially humanity itself created the darkness through the Golden Age, or it came from within us. Now, humanity, as we all know, is both a creature of great good, but also of unspeakable and heinous acts. So potentially the darkness acted through us and destroyed ourselves from within, or potentially it is something else, another position entirely. And that position would be Saint 14's position. He argues that the darkness was an invading armada, an alien force of incredible but tangible power. Some adherents believe that this armada sprang from a species rejected or discarded by the traveler for their sins. Now, to go back briefly on a point like this, a species rejected or discarded by the traveler for its sins, it would seem that that species could very well be the Fallen, and I'm willing to bet that that's exactly who or what the Fallen is. It speaks well to their name. Their technology sort of resembles what the traveler is if you go into the Septics and the Primes, but of course that is all at this point speculation. One individual like myself can connect the dots, but there's still many dots in the middle missing. Another position is Ulatan's pieces. Basically considers that the darkness is a necessary symmetry to the traveler in a cosmic balance, so you consider yin and yang, black and white. In this view, the traveler's goodness led it to sacrifice for others, and it is up to us to return this goodness by healing the traveler. So once again, this speaks of the idea of, if you are a religious individual, and I'm not trying to bring religion into this, but I am trying to cross-reference and bring points in, but most religions state that there is sort of a karmatic scale where you have to do good, or you have to be a good individual, or at least trying to live a good life, so that you will be bask in the light of eternal glory, or whatever you believe in, or if you believe in anything like that at all. Now, to bring the cross-reference into it, it sort of resembles the sort of fundamentals that we understand of just being a good individual. You have to be a good individual to appreciate things, and of course to be appreciated. Another position is the monist position, or the deflationary position. It considers the darkness as a technologically sophisticated force, perhaps a post-singularity intelligence. Adherents invoke information theory or contend that the universe is a simulation, allowing for advanced intelligence to gain weakly occasional powers by bending the rules. So the idea is that some civilizations or some powers get lucky, or they have the ability to move beyond what we naturally understand as the laws of physics or the laws of the universe itself. It is a very terrifying position, to say the least. Now, the final position, and this is my position personally, is the acataleptic clause. It claims that we are intrinsically unable to understand the darkness. In many respects, this belief parallels the Paraxic Creed, which suggests that we should stop worrying about the nature of the darkness and focus on resisting and defeating it. Now, what position is truly right about the darkness and what position is truly right about the traveler is really, really difficult to know. It's very difficult to even say where we lie on either end. But it is very, very simple to understand this case in point. We as Guardians are stuck between a battle of good and evil. We find ourselves on the side of good, but we are hopelessly outnumbered and potentially outmatched. But we have the ability to reclaim and regain our last honors and our last glories, and potentially find ourselves striving back into the light. But more on that in the next video. What's going on, guys? Wally here. If you guys did enjoy that video, please let me know. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know in the comments what you want to know for the next video. I really do find myself enjoying this series. They do take me quite a bit to do. That's why I only do them once a week. And that way, if you are looking forward to these, you have something to look forward to. I really love doing these. I do these on the weekend, and it's a great hobby. It's a great time for me to kind of get into this story. There's so much to go through here. Basically, 90% of my referencing comes from Bungie itself. If you guys want to reread on this, it's all in your Grimoire. So if you want to check that out, feel free. Do a little bit of research on Reddit as well. I tend to look at some of the lore forums, lore topics that describe. There's some great individuals on that. And of course, the Bungie forums too are a great source of information. It's always good to get another point of view. If you guys have any questions or concerns, or want to correct me on anything, or want a better definition on anything, I will try to help you. But make no mistake, I am no scholar on this. I am a layman. I am trying my damnedest to get as much information as possible to you guys. But let me know if you guys enjoy this. That will do it for me on this video. I really love doing these. I'm out. Peace.